even includes your first drink. Only at CLEGuardians.com.
This is Bill Wills. Tomorrow at 9:07, when your kids go back to school, maybe they can't have a cell phone. WTAM 1100.
Abbott delivers a first pitch strike to Stephen Kwan. Left on left, no score, bottom of the first. Kwan batting .309, 5 homers, 22 RBIs. He takes on the outer edge, strike 2. Andrew Abbott, second time Cleveland has faced him this year, and boy, he's been good when Cleveland sees him. He delivers, and it's swung on, fouled back. And the count stays 0-2. Abbott shut out Cleveland back in May in Cincinnati when he worked 5 shutout innings to get the victory. Good-looking young left-hander. He fires, and Kwan fouling it again, back and out of play, and the count stays 0-2. Andrew Abbott, 6 feet 205, 26 years of age. He'll throw the fastball, the cutter, curve, slider, changeup. The kick and delivery, and he swings, does Kwan, and drives one to fairly deep left. Cruising back is Will Benson, and the left fielder retires Stephen Kwan to start the Cleveland first inning. Abbott, not a hard thrower. His fastball right around 92 miles per hour. But he's having a heck of a year. 10 starts, a record of 5-1, earned run average .218. Batting average against him, .197. David Fry takes up and in, ball 1. He is coming off a month of May that was as good as anybody's in the game. David Fry batting .188. The DH takes a strike. In the month of May, his earned run average was 0.55. In the month of May, he gave up 2 earned runs in 6 starts. The pitch fouled back. 2 earned runs in 6 starts. 1-2 the count on David Fry. His last start, he finally had a clunker against Milwaukee, but that was in June. Gave up 5 runs his last time out in 6 innings. Now the 1-2. Fry swings through it. Strikeout number 1. Andrew Abbott. 2 quick outs in the scoreless first inning, and Jose Ramirez to bat right-handed. Jose Ramirez, he is now coming into this game having been on base 35 consecutive games. In that 35-game stretch, batting .393 with an OPS of almost 1,100. He takes a swing, floats one to right, near the line. Long run for Fraley. He makes the catch. And it's a 10-pitch inning for Andrew Abbott. 9 of the 10 pitches were strikes. No score after 1.
This one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, like, big league card. Obviously, as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it. But as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
Real estate agency brand by American shoppers based on the 2024 BrainSpark American Trust Study. Each office independently owned and operated.
Cleveland's news, talk, and sports on WTAM 1100 and on 106.9 FM.
Second frame, no score. Slade Ciccone will be facing the 4-hole hitter Christian Encarnacion Strand. Tonight at third base, takes the strike on the inner half. First base last night, third base tonight. Encarnacion Strand batting .230, 5 homers, 12 RBIs. Ciccone lets it fly, and the pitch waved at. Encarnacion Strand was out 2 months with a bad back. Reds are getting healthy and in visiting with their president of baseball ops, Nick Kroll, tonight. Here's the set. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase the slider away. Ciccone strikes out Encarnacion Strand. Second strikeout, 1 down. But Nick Kroll saying, we're just keeping our head above water. We're getting healthy. We think we're getting better. And he's obviously thrilled with the marriage now of the front office and new manager, Terry Francona. Catcher Tyler Stevenson grounds one to short, sliding to his left. Arias has it, throws him out. 5 quick outs in this ballgame for Slade Ciccone. 2 down. We're in the second inning. No score. Tito all smiles. As Tito said last night, a huge accomplishment to win America's Cup in the Battle of Ohio. Here's Will Benson. The pitch. And the former Cleveland Indian takes the strike on a backdoor curve. Well, Cleveland keeps throwing this guy breaking balls. And Benson's hitting almost 300 against breaking balls this year and about 200 against fastballs. The 0-1. Down low. Ball 1, 1-1. One thing Cleveland hasn't done is get him out. Will Benson against Cleveland this year, 8 for 15 with 4 homers, 8 RBIs. 2 down, no score, second inning. The pitch. There's a fastball, and he hits a little weak pop into shallow left. Stephen Kwan comes gliding in to make the catch, and a 7-pitch inning for Slade Ciccone. Cleveland and Cincinnati scoreless, middle of inning number 2 on the Cleveland.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field.
Yeah.
You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
Mutual, the official health insurer of the Cleveland Guardians.
The Bloom Daddy Show. People want it. Tomorrow afternoon at 3.
We will continue giving it to you
On WTAM 1100.
Bottom of the second inning, Carlos Santana batting right-handed, and he fouls off the Andrew Abbott pitch for strike one. Santana batting .256, 7 homers, 30 RBIs. He bats for David List of Cleveland in the Conrad Score 4 win 4 new tires. The pitch is in, 1-1. Now, if the Guardians score 4 in one of the first 4 innings, then David List of Cleveland gets 4 Bridgestone tires from Conrad's. You can enter for your chance to win at econrads.com. The left-hander's pitch, and Santana takes a strike, 1-2. Andrew Abbott was the National League Pitcher of the Month in May. 3-0 with a 0.55 ERA in 6 starts. The pitch fouled back and out of play. Still a 1-2 count. He had 33 strikeouts in 32 innings. Incredible month. He is 3rd in the National League right now in earned run average at .218. The pitch. Swing and a pop foul back and out of play. Will do it again at 1-2. Well, we'll see how Cleveland plays tonight. You heard the manager show, and if you didn't, Stephen Vogt was ticked off about last night's effort. That pitch waved at. He said there really wasn't one aspect in any part of the game that Cleveland played well. And granted, you'll have nights like that, days like that, but you got to nip it in the bud, because this is a ball club that has a lot of offensive challenges, and they just can't afford to play mistake-filled baseball and win. Here's Gabriel Arias, the shortstop. The pitch. Swung on, grounded sharply inside the bag at first, down the right field line, headed toward the corner. Cut off by Fraley. He'll throw to second. Arias on his way, slides in with a double. His 15th two-bagger, and again, taking that opposite field approach. There are not many ball clubs that can play sloppy baseball and survive. There are some exceptions, the Yankees being one, because then they'll hit a couple of 3-run homers and you forget about all the mistakes they made. But Cleveland's not built that way, so they have to bring their A game every night. Last night was the exception. Bo Naylor swings, yanks one to right, but foul. Bo Naylor, he's now homered in the last 2 ball games. He's now had 5 hits in the last 2 ball games. Now the set, now the 0-1, and he took a fastball for a strike, 0-2. His brother Josh Naylor got a walk-off grand slam last night for Arizona. His second cousin, Denzel Clark, made another incredible catch for the A's to rob a home run. The pitch outside, and Bo had a big night. So quite a family night around Major League Baseball last evening on all parts of the country. Bo Naylor, now 9 homers, 19 RBIs. The pitch to him, and he fouled it back, and the count stays 1-2. 1 out, runner at second, no score, second inning. The distinctively styled Toyota Highlander, a real team player with plenty of room and comfort, connectivity. Find out more at Toyota.com. Now the 1-2. Check swing foul in back of the plate. Will do it again at a ball and 2 strikes.
Bo was saying that normally he'll stay up and watch Josh's at-bats, but he had some commitments this morning. He went to bed and missed the walk-off grand slam, but he did see his cousin's catch.
Abbott, hands belt high, checks second, comes to the plate, and he hits one in the air, shallow left, near the line, charging hard. Will Benson makes the running catch just before he crossed over into foul ground. 2 down, runner still at second. No score in the second, and here's Jonathan Rodriguez. 1 for 10 with Cleveland this year. Batted .324 at Columbus, had 7 homers, 32 RBIs. Two down, runner at second, no score. Frame number 2 from downtown Cleveland. Cloudy, overcast night, but beautiful. 72 degrees, light breeze blowing out. The runner goes. Pitch is high, no throw. Gabriel Arias, third steal. He could have walked in. Well, with 2 down, it's not that big a deal unless the Reds boot one or you have a pass ball or wild pitch. The pitch, swing and a miss. Rodriguez chased one up above the letters. 1-1 the count. Now the 1-1 delivery. Laid off the high fastball that time. And the count 2-1. Everstream is Cleveland's business-only fiber network. Reliable connectivity your business deserves with fiber, internet, Ethernet, and more. Everstream, faster fiber, better business. The 2-1. Waved at. 2-2. Good changeup. Well, Rodriguez, still a work in progress because the swing is still extremely long. And he keeps working on that before games. Want to shorten that swing, shorten the stride. Now the 2-2. Up high, trying to get him to expand. Laid off at full count. He's got tremendous power. But again, all about swinging at strikes. Big man, 6'3", 220 out of Puerto Rico, third-round pick. The payoff. Swung on a weak tapper to first. Charged and gloved by Steer. Flips to the pitcher. Covering. And that'll take care of Cleveland. The double does no damage. We go to the third. Scoreless off the shores of Lake Erie.
We'll catch up with Tom Hamilton, talk about the game at 8:45 in the morning, WTAM 1100.
Bottom third of the Reds' order. Spencer Steer to face Slade Ciccone. No score. Righty encounter. The pitch. And he pops one in there. A called strike on the fastball. Steer batting .229, 4 homers, 20 RBIs. Great to see Brad Mills, Chris Valaika. The pitch, swing and a miss. Mike Barnett coming up from Knoxville. All to see Tito. And, of course, Chris Valaika and Brad Mills, part of Tito's coaching staff now in Cincinnati. Now the set and the 0-2. Slider down and away, 1-2. Tito will be glad when the season series is over. This is a hard time for Tito. Look, his heart now is in Cincinnati, but you don't forget the 11 incredible years he had here in Cleveland. Now the 1-2 pitch. And it's swung on and missed. Good looking curveball. So Steer is strikeout victim number 3. And for Tito, he left here on great terms. Remember, it did not end on good terms in Boston. All he did in Boston was end about 100 years of misery and win 2 World Series, and it still wasn't good enough for the Red Sox ownership. Here's Jake Fraley, who cuts and misses. Tito retired here after 11 years because of his health. But boy, that 1 year off really got him back healthy and missing the game again. And the pitch up high, 1-1. So for Tito, it's not bittersweet when he comes to Cleveland. He still loves this city, loves the organization, but He's trying to win now for the Cincinnati Reds. Nobody's more competitive than Tito. Here's the 1-1. At the knees, inside corner, a strike to Fraley, who had 3 hits, including a home run last night. Left-handed batting right fielder. 1 out, nobody on, 3rd inning, no score. Here in downtown Cleveland, another pretty darn good crowd on hand. Looks bigger than last night. Slade Ciccone's ready. Here it comes. And a touch high with a fastball, 2-2. Ciccone looks sharp again tonight. He has done a nice job. Came, of course, in the Josh Naylor trade this winter with Arizona. Now the 2-2. Down low, full count. Cleveland also got a compensation pick that they'll be able to use come July when the draft takes place. Now the payoff delivery. Swung on, banged foul outside of first, and we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now the set. Now the pitch. Curveball and a knee buckler. Strike 3 called. Fraley out looking. 4 strikeouts for Ciccone. 8 up, 8 down. 2 down, 3rd inning, no score. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Matt McLean. The pitch, and it nicked the inside corner. It's a called strike. Great catching up with Paul Gillespie up on the 5th floor today of the administration building. The pitch, inside and low, 1-1. Starting to put together the draft room for the upcoming draft. And Cleveland, number 1 pick in the country a year ago. This year it's number 27, and Paul would not disclose who that pick will be. Now the set, now the 1-1. In there, 1-2. And as Paul was saying, it is so much different than a year ago. You knew who you wanted by this time a year ago. You have no idea how the first round will unfold. You can guess how teams will go. When you've got pick number 27, wild guess. The pitch. Swing and a miss, another curve in the dirt. Naylor flips to first, and Ciccone has made 33 pitches in 3 innings. He's perfect through 3 innings, has struck out 5, and this game stays scoreless in the middle of inning number 3.
A bicentennial isn't.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to beat a judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
Is it straight protein?
Yeah.
budget. Join more than 7,900 small businesses that offer the Cozy Benefit Plan to their employees. Talk to your broker or visit cozybenefitplan.com/join now. Medical Mutual, the official health insurer of the Cleveland Guardians.
Make WTAM 1100 a preset on our free iHeartRadio app and listen to Guardians Baseball.
Nolan Jones in center field tonight. Lane Thomas is healthy, folks. There's nothing wrong with Lane Thomas, but he can come off the bench tonight. They just did not want to bring him off the injured list and play him back-to-back games immediately. So Jones gets the start in center. No score, bottom of the third, and a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Julie Richer of Garfield Heights, tonight's contestant in the Hyundai Grand Slam giveaway. Guardians get a Grand Slam. Julie Richer of Garfield Heights gets a new Hyundai. Now the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. Another good curve, 0-2. You can visit HyundaiGrandSlam.com. Your chance to enter and maybe win. Jones, he's been hot. Last 10 games batting .435. He fouls it off at the plate, and the count stays 0-2. Scoreless ball game, bottom of the third. Andrew Abbott delivering, and the pitch sails high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Abbott was a second-round pick 4 years ago by the Reds out of the University of Virginia. They lost their coach, Brian O'Connor. The 1-2. Strike 3 called on a fastball. Brian O'Connor had just an incredible run with the Virginia Cavaliers. Won a national championship. That's when Ernie Clement and company were playing for Brian O'Connor, and I think he stunned a lot of people when he took the job at Mississippi State, leaving Virginia. Here's Angel Martinez. Swings and drives one to deep left field. Down the line it goes. On the run is Benson. Reaches out on a dead sprint. Makes the catch near the left field corner. Oh, Will Benson simply outran that ball. And Martinez is out number 2. Top of the order here is Stephen Kwan. 2 down, nobody on base. Stephen Kwan flied out. But the Reds have done a really good job drafting and developing so many of these players currently homegrown, like Andrew Abbott. And boy, they've got another dandy coming in Chase Burns. The pitch, and it's low, a ball. President of Baseball Ops Nick Kroll was saying tonight that he and General Manager Brad Metter finally said, we've got to move Chase Burns up to AAA, and so they did the other day. The 1-0. Swung on, hit high in the air. Fairly deep right center. Friedel on the run, on the front edge of the track to bring it down. And Chase Burns, from last year's draft, he might be here before you know it, helping Cincinnati. Abbott looks sharp again here tonight, and we've played 3, no score.
Perry's Ice Cream and Base.
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
News and politics and who knows. Noon to 3 tomorrow. WTAM 1100.
Slade Ciccone as good as it gets early in this scoreless game. We head to the 4th. He faces TJ Friedel at the top of the Reds lineup and fires yet again a first pitch strike. 9 of the first 10 hitters he's gotten ahead 0-1 or had a first pitch out. Friedel struck out to open the game. Here's the pitch to him, and it's down low for a ball. 1-1 the count on Friedel. Ciccone has faced the minimum, striking out 5, and Boy, he looks terrific. He looked good his last start in New York. Here's the 1-1 from the right-hander. Swung on, fouled back and out of play. And the count moves to 1-2 against the Yankees. And Max Fried 5 days ago, Ciccone allowed 2 runs in 5 innings of work, but he was in command throughout. Ended up taking a hard luck loss. Now the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. And the count's now 2-2 on T.J. Friedl. And they are glad to have him in the lineup on a full-time basis, hitting .295, 6 homers, 24 runs batted in, and always seems to play a good center field. Part of that young core that the Reds have put together that has some room to grow. 2-2 the count on Friedl. Here's Ciccone's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him to chase the off-speed again. And it's another strikeout for Ciccone. That ball was dropped, so Naylor threw on down to first to complete the strikeout. But strikeout number 6 for Ciccone, who struck out 8 Reds in his Guardians debut a little less than a month ago. And that remains his season's best. Now Gavin Lux steps in. Another left-handed batter. The pitch to him. Low and inside for a ball. Ciccone, he said the biggest key he thought his last time out was the changeup usage and the effectiveness he had with that pitch. Not as many here so far tonight yet. The 1-0. Swung on, line drive, base hit. Just past the outstretched glove of the second baseman Martinez and into right center field. So there it is, the first base runner for Cincinnati after 10 in a row were set down by Slade Ciccone. That'll bring up Elly De La Cruz. De La Cruz line to left his first time up. A great catch was made in left field to end the first inning by Stephen Kwan. A leaping catch just before he got to the warning track. Here's the pitch to De La Cruz. Down low, ball 1. Guardians and Reds, no score on an overcast night for baseball, but very pleasant. 72 degrees. The humidity a little lower than it's been lately. And a light breeze blowing out to right. Here's the 1-0. Fastball just missed a little bit low. And the count's now 2-0. Yeah, don't forget to vote for your favorite players to go to this year's All-Star Game. Visit MLB.com/vote to cast your 2025 Pro Spirit MLB All-Star ballot. The 2-0, big breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. That looping curve that time at 71 miles an hour. Great change of pace that time from Ciccone. 2-1 the count on De La Cruz. Here's the pitch. Fastball, strike 2 called on the inside corner. Another good pitch from Ciccone. And again, when you back up the 71 mile an hour curve with a fastball in the mid-90s, that's tough to time up. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swung on, popped up foul out of play, third base side. And we'll do it again on 2-2 to De La Cruz. Part of the 120-120 club. 120 stolen bases for Elly De La Cruz at a very young age. Here's the 2-2 to De La Cruz. He swings and chops it foul at home plate. But 120 steals and 120 extra base hits in his first 2 years in Major League Baseball. The first 2 calendar years, the only player who has done that since 1900. So they may go back a little further, but that's plenty. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, line drive, base hit, right center. Moving up 90 feet and still going is Lux. He'll head to third, and he's in safely there. The ball is free on the infield, but corralled by Ramirez near the third base foul line. So no further advance by the base runners. De La Cruz stays at first with a single But Lux advances to third with that good aggressive base running that we saw last night from Cincinnati. And for the first time tonight, Slade Ciccone is in a jam. The cleanup hitter, Christian Encarnacion Strand, steps in. He struck out his first time up. Big right-handed hitter. The pitch to him. He swings and chops it foul at home plate. Strike one. Encarnacion Strand, he's been limited this season to just 20 games, including tonight. He's had a lower back issue that has held him out of the lineup for quite some time, and he came back over the weekend against Arizona at home. And man, did he put it together. 3 home runs in that series. Here's the 0-1. There goes De La Cruz, and the pitch is chopped foul at home plate. 0-2 the count. Well, if Encarnacion Strand lets that go, De La Cruz has the bag stolen. I don't think Naylor throws down. Now with Lux at third. So a tight spot here with 1 out. No score, but the Reds threatening in the top half of the 4th inning. Ciccone from the stretch. Long set. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him to chase the slider. Big strikeout for Ciccone as he got Encarnacion Strand to chase a pitch way outside and low. 7 strikeouts for Ciccone. Tyler Stevenson will step in. He bounced to short his first time up. This message from Cleveland Clinic. If your child has a broken bone, access a Cleveland Clinic pediatric specialist quickly by visiting clevelandclinic.org/pediatric fracture for all the details. Just as Ciccone was ready to pitch, looked like Stevenson was awarded time. Guardians and Reds, no score here in the 4th. Another well-pitched game on both sides. Seen a lot of that lately. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there for strike 1. And Ciccone sitting at 95. Visiting with Brad Goldberg today, the assistant pitching coach, and he just loves what Ciccone has brought to the table, really, since they acquired him. Quick throw to first, diving back in is De La Cruz. They had some ideas in mind to broaden his repertoire, and he said Ciccone brought similar ideas to the table. He kind of requested what the Guardians coaching staff was thinking, and they have really worked hard to establish that. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball down low. 1-1. Part of that improving his changeup, also adding a 2-seam fastball to get some sinking action and complement the 4-seam fastball that works the top of the zone. Here's the 1-1. There goes the runner. The pitch is low and outside, and De La Cruz will steal the base, standing up without a throw. Naylor had no intention of even trying it. That is number 20 on the season for De La Cruz. Next pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. And a count on Stevenson now 2-2 as Ciccone tries to wiggle out of it. 2nd and 3rd, 2 down, scoreless game, 4th inning. Ciccone had retired the first 10 batters he faced before back-to-back singles by Lux and De La Cruz. And now 1 strike away from working out of it. The 2-2 pitch. Down low, ball 3. Will Benson waits on deck, and he has been a terror against Guardians pitching. So they'd love to face him with the bases empty next inning. Payoff pitch coming to Tyler Stevenson. Big right-handed hitting catcher. Here's the pitch. Called! Strike 3 on the outside corner. Stevenson caught looking. Side retired. 8 strikeouts for Ciccone. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless on the Cleveland Clinic Guardians Radio Network.
Hey.
helping these kids be the best versions of themselves. And I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me. And we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
Weather when you need it. Your severe weather station is WTAM 1100.
Bottom of the fourth inning, no score as lefty Andrew Abbott goes back to work facing David Fry. Fry struck out his first time up. Here's Abbott's pitch, and it's on the inside corner, strike one. Started him off with the breaking stuff. Jose Ramirez next, then Carlos Santana. Here's Abbott's 0-1. Swung on, and that's popped up high in the air, but foul, well foul, and out of play left side. So 0-2 on Fry. Guardians and Reds one more time tomorrow afternoon. A 1:10 first pitch. Come on out. Should be a great day weather-wise. A little midweek day baseball. The 0-2 swung on and fouled back into the net. And we'll do it again on 0-2. Then the Guardians leave town. They'll be back in December, I think. That's a long one coming up. 3-city road trip out west. Here's the 0-2. Outside and low. 1-2 on Fry. Great to have David Fry back in the lineup. A little more balance from that right side. Here's the 1-2. Outside and low, and the count's now 2-2. The Guardians they had good success against left-handed pitching a year ago because of hitters like Fry contributing. But they've missed that this season. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball just to the right of center. This one's carrying way back there. Leaping at the wall is Friedel, and Friedel made the catch. A highlight reel catch for TJ Friedel as he banged up against the wall. Looked like he stretched as far as he could to get his glove on it. And he paid the price, hitting the wall hard, but hung on. Wow. Extra bases taken away from David Fry on a highlight reel catch from TJ Friedel. Now Jose Ramirez takes a ball down low. We have seen some defense from the opposition on this homestand. Houston first, and now the Reds. Here's the pitch to Ramirez. And it's outside and high for a ball, 2-0. Ramirez fly to right his first time up. The 2-0 from Abbott. Swing and a miss. Had him out front of that changeup, and that's a pitch that he has thrown more this season with great success. Increased his usage with it, and the batting average under 200 against his changeup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, line back to the mound. Knocked down by Abbott. It drops at his feet, and he picks it up and throws out Ramirez at first base. So 2 up, 2 down for the Guardians in the bottom of the fourth. No score. And Carlos Santana will step in. The Guardians are proud to partner with Cleveland Cliffs. That's America's iron and steel leader. To learn more, visit cliffssteel.com. Here's Abbott's pitch, and Santana lines it to left. Back is Benson, who reaches up and makes the catch. And it's another quick inning, this time for Andrew Abbott. We head to the fifth. Scoreless in downtown Cleveland.
morning, music producer David Foster. What a career. 9:35, he'll join me. WTAM 1100.
Good pitchers duel tonight through 4 innings. Guardians and Reds here at Progressive Field. No score. Slade Ciccone back to work facing Will Benson. Here's the pitch, and it's down low for a ball. Benson fly to left his first time up, and he has just crushed Cleveland pitching this season with 4 homers, 8 runs driven in. All of that, most of it anyway, coming in Cincinnati earlier, the 1-0. That's outside, 2-0. But was at it again last night with another base hit and drove in a run. Left-handed hitter, former top-round draft pick of the Cleveland Indians back in the day. Here's the 2-0, and it's on the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. No runs, 2 hits for the Reds. No runs, 1 hit for the Guardians. Both teams playing errorless baseball. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, looped foul back up over the screen and out of play. So it's 2-2 on Benson, with Spencer Steer next and then Jake Fraley in the top half of the 5th inning. On a mostly cloudy night here, just a couple of breaks in the clouds up above. Here's the 2-2. Just missed, low and in. 3-2. Tried to slip that fastball by him on the inside corner. But now the count is full on Benson. Made his major league debut with Cleveland back in 2022, and it seemed like half the farm system debuted for a team that made the postseason. The 3-2 swung on, and that's line to left center. That's going to get down for a base hit and more. Cut off on the warning track by Jones, but on his way to second with an easy stand-up double, Will Benson. That's his 4th double on the season, and it leads off the 5th inning. Ciccone was in a jam last inning, had runners on the corners with 1 out, second and third with 2 outs, and worked out of it. Now he'll have to work around a leadoff double to keep this one tied. Spencer Steer, the batter, struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Get you the injury report this half inning, presented by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball down low, 1-1. Great to have Lane Thomas back on the active roster. Not in the lineup tonight. He played last night, and I just want to be careful with him coming back from the plantar fasciitis. Austin Hedges still making progress. He's on the concussion IL, but feeling much better. The 1-1. Just upstairs, ball 2, and the count's now 2-1. Earlier in the week, Will Brennan and Andrew Walters both undergoing season-ending surgeries. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive to right. That gets down for a base hit near the gap. Cut off over there by Rodriguez. Rounding third and scoring is Benson on the RBI single by Spencer Steer. And the Reds have taken a 1-0 lead. Yeah, second time through that lineup against Ciccone. They're getting some better swings and better results. And there's RBI number 21 for Steer. On the Red side, their big injury right now is Hunter Green, a groin injury that has had him on the injured list earlier in the season and now has him back there. Jake Fraley, the batter, takes a breaking pitch on the outside corner for a strike. And they're hoping this time it goes on and it subsides and he's back for good, as that's a big horse in the top of their rotation. The 0-1 swung on, fouled off at home plate. Down in a heap is Fraley as he fouled that one off his foot. Counts 0-2, and he'll need a moment or two to pull it together. Enbridge Gas Ohio would like to remind you, whether you're an individual or a contractor, state law requires that you call 811 before you dig to have underground utilities marked. It's simple and free. Just dial 811 at least 2 business days prior to digging for your safety. Guardians trailing 1-0 as Slade Ciccone sets at the belt. Here's his pitch, and it's up high for a ball. Fastball that time at 95, and he's been sitting there most of the night. 1-2 the count on Fraley. He has missed time this season due to injury. The pitch to him. Breaking ball down low. The count's now 2-2 on Fraley. 3 weeks with a calf injury for him, so the Reds not very often have they had their full lineup ready to go. The 2-2 swung on. There's a chopper foul. It trickles into fair territory, but that was a foul ball. We'll do it again on 2-2. And a lot of this season, Cincinnati has been below the 500 mark, but now they're on a hot stretch where they won 4 in a row. They're over the 500 mark by a game and trying to keep that rolling here tonight against Cleveland. They have had the Guardians' number this season. The 2-2. Breaking ball down low. Ball 3. Nobody out. Steer, the base runner at first. Does have 3 steals and 4 tries. Here's Ciccone's pitch. Nope, he goes to first. Low throw. Back safely is Steer. Outfield playing Fraley to pull. There is a huge gap in left center and really straightaway center with Jones way over to right center. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball missed inside and low for ball 4. So a single, now a walk, and it's first and second with nobody out. And that's going to bring a visit to the mound from pitching coach Carl Willis after the first walk allowed by Ciccone. So Ciccone running into some difficulty here in the 5th after a tremendous start where he retired the first 10 and had to work out of a jam in the 4th inning, but the Reds have gotten to him for a run on 2 hits and a walk here in the 5th. Yeah, the first place Tigers are on the road at Baltimore tonight, leading 2-1 in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Detroit came in with a 7-game lead on the Twins, 8 over the Guardians. And the Royals a half game back of Cleveland. So it's bunched up 2 through 4, but Detroit has really been opening things up now in the Central. Mound meeting complete. This reminder, call U.S. Safety Gear for all your corporate apparel needs. They're at 1-800-686-1459. U.S. Safety Gear, the preferred provider of game day apparel for the Guardians. Matt McClain, the batter, number 9 hitter. Infield in at the corners. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes a pitch up high for ball 1. So first and second, Guardians thinking bunt. Ramirez and Santana again in at the corners. McClain shows bunt, pulls it back, and did he check his swing? Yes, he did on a pitch low and outside. So it's 2-0 on McClain, who showed bunt early and then pulled it back, and he was ready to swing away, but was able to hold up. Ciccone with the 2-0 delivery. Nope, he'll step off and take a step or 2 towards second base. No throw. No activity yet in that Guardians pen. Ciccone at 75 pitches. 1 run in here in the 5th inning. The 2-0 swung on, popped him up, foul. This one comes back and it's out of play. And the count's now 2-1 on Matt McClain. Missed all of last year, had surgery on his throwing arm and shoulder, and that held him out for the season. Now the 2-1. Just missed outside for ball 3. Boy, that pinpoint command that Ciccone had earlier has escaped him here in the middle innings. And he is really having a tough time making some headway here against this Reds lineup. And the top of the lineup's waiting on deck in T.J. Friedl. Now the 3-1 delivery. Swung on, popped it up. Right side, down the line. The first baseman, Santana, foul ground. And he makes the catch. Spins and throws towards third. And in standing up there is Steer, as Santana was run into by the second baseman, Martinez, and somehow hung on and then tried to make a play at third base. But Steer able to make it in there. That was, boy, had all the earmarks of disaster, as Santana was calling for it, but Martinez ran into him just as Santana made the grab. So first and third now after the foul pop-up to the first baseman, Santana. McLean retired, and here's T.J. Friedl. Friedl has been up twice, struck out twice. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch. Bunted, first base side, caught by Santana in foul territory. Oh, what a play by Carlos Santana, the Gold Glover, with a diving catch coming in and going into foul ground to haul it in. Well, the Guardians with a great defensive play, and it's one of those nights where they may need that in what has been a low-scoring game so far. 2 down in the inning. Up to the plate now, Gavin Lux. 1 for 2 with a single. His last time up. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside corner for a strike. It is remarkable. Santana wins his first Gold Glove at first base at the age of 38, and here he is at 39, still getting it done over there. Throw to first, back safely is the base runner Fraley. Still 1-0. Reds continue to threaten here in the 5th inning. Ciccone with the 0-1 pitch. Outside and low. Went with a slider that time. Missed with it. 1-1 the count. Guardians, they shade Gavin Lux to pull in both the infield and the outfield. Here comes the 1-1 from Ciccone. Just missed high and outside. 2-1 the count. Came after him with the fastball that time. Lux 2 hits last night. He's the DH tonight. We saw him in left last night. And here's the 2-1 pitch to him. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball down the left field line. It is slicing. Kwan giving it a run. Can't get to it. Foul ball. Foul ball down that left field line, and we'll do it again with Lux at the plate now with a count of 2-2. With a run in here in the 5th inning, and boy, Ciccone has really had to work hard these last 2 innings. He breezed through the first 3 and 33 pitches.
I think that was a fair ball, Rosie. Maybe not. I thought it hit some chalk. Guess not. Wow.
No.
Third base coach said to Tito, challenge the call. Interesting.
Yes, that is interesting. Well, no challenge.
Wow.
2-2 the count on Lux.
Barney would have challenged.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball low and outside. 3-2. Mike Barnett, the longtime video replay review coordinator for the Guardians, in town tonight. You have a chance to see him downstairs?
Yeah, and because he lives in Knoxville and he's not on Tito's staff, he has all of his hair. Tito hasn't been able to take the clippers and shear him.
Here's the 3-2. Swung on, and that's drilled to center. Back on it. Jones makes the catch, and the side is retired. But the Reds grab the lead, and we'll head to the bottom half of the fifth. 1-0 Cincinnati over the Guardians.
At Bet365.
Weather when you need it. Your severe weather station is WTAM 1100.
Guardians trailing 1-0, bottom of the fifth. Gabriel Arias, first pitch swinging, swings and misses. And it is 0-1 on Arias. Facing the lefty, Andrew Abbott. Arias doubled his first time up. That's the only hit for the Guardians so far. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And quickly it's 0-2. Guardians have action in their pen. Matt Festa is getting loose. Here's the 0-2. Up high. 1-2 the count. Arias starting to turn it back. He had gone through a slow stretch at the plate, but looks like he's starting to come around again. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on. There's a slow roller to the shortstop. De La Cruz fires to first in time for the out. You may not have two better shortstop arms in the game today than the two shortstops tonight. De La Cruz and Arias. We've had a chance to see both of them just grip it and rip it on a couple of plays, and that is fun to watch. Bo Naylor steps in. The pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike one. Mentioning earlier, a big night in the Naylor family and extended family. And Bo has some dilemmas these days. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low and outside, and he did not check his swing as they made the appeal to James Jean, the third base umpire. Of course, for the longest time, in fact, Bo's entire time in the big leagues, his brother was here, Josh Naylor. So he got a first-hand view of Josh's games. Now he has to follow the Arizona Diamondbacks. Either video or audio. The 0-2 swung on. There's a tapper to the third baseman in the shift. Picking it up, Strand throws to first. Close play, and he just got him. So 2 down in the inning, and that'll bring up Jonathan Rodriguez. But Bo also, his second cousin, is the young man center fielder with the Oakland Athletics who has been just tremendous. Denzel Clark made a spectacular circus catch last night, second since he's been up in the big leagues. There's a swing and a line drive for Rodriguez, base hit into left center. He'll make the big turn, but hang on there at first with a 2-out single. But Bo said he was in the tub in the trainer's room after the game last night, just, the post-game recovery stuff, and heard his teammates screaming about some great catch somebody made, and it was Denzel Clark, his second cousin, who he obviously saw a lot of growing up in the Toronto area, and he still also follows his younger brother Miles, who's at single A with the Athletics out west. The pitch to Nolan Jones on the outside corner for a strike. So the Nailers, a close-knit family, and Bo watches a lot of baseball after his own games here in Cleveland. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, and that's lifted foul and out of play. And the count's quickly 0-2 on Jones. But with that late game last night, the Diamondbacks game ending well after midnight, Bo had some things going on this morning, so he went to bed early, and he missed Josh's walk-off grand slam, but obviously saw it later. Here's the 0-2, up high, 1-2. Woke up to some notifications on his phone, and it's a fun way to wake up, seeing your brother hit a walk-off slam. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Jones. Swung on, popped him up. Third base side, heading toward the seats and out of play. It's 1-0 Cincinnati as we play in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Guardians have dropped 9 of 14, and they're just having a tough time scoring runs. Down to about 3 runs a game during that stretch. And they are being shut down tonight by someone who's done it to a lot of teams, especially the last month. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Andrew Abbott, the left-hander, 5-2, but came in with a sparkling ERA, just a shade over 2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Abbott. Just missed outside. Tried to sneak that fastball on the corner, but missed with it. Full count on Jones, trying to hang in there against the lefty, and he's done a much better job of that lately. Here's the payoff. Swung on, a tapper back to the mound, grabbed by Abbott. Flips to first base in time for the out, and the side is retired. We head to the 6th. The Reds 1, the Guardians nothing.
Good food, good life. That's
Stottlemyre still wants somebody. There's Randy Johnson, the big unit. He towers over everybody. Randy's got to change his cap.
Oh, jeez. There you go. That looks better. Get that D-backs hat on, Randy.
I believe this one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, like, big league card. Obviously, as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it. But as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
Others to keep roadways safe for motorists and construction roadside workers. Visit ohiolesset.com/safer roads. This safe driving reminder is provided to you by the Ohio Laborers Union and Ohio Lesset.
The Bloom Daddy Show.
Played out in and around Cleveland.
Tomorrow afternoon starting at 3 on WTAM 1100.
Well, we've got a pitching change. 5 innings in the books. It's another dandy. Rosie and I are saying this about every other night. Another great pitcher's duel. And it is 1-0 Reds as we go to the 6th inning. And Matt Festa is on to replace Slade Ciccone, who pitched well again tonight. Ellie Dela Cruz takes downstairs, ball 1. Switch hitter batting left-handed, the 3-hole hitter. Dela Cruz is lined out to left, single to center. Matt Festa, he's ready. Here it comes. And it's swung on, fouled back, and the count evens up 1-1. Slade Ciccone was perfect through 10 batters tonight. He had made 33 pitches in the first 3 innings, but then made 52 pitches in innings 4 and 5. The pitch fouled back 1-2, and evidently manager Stephen Vogt and pitching coach Carl Willis felt like, okay, you've done your job. You had to labor a little bit to get out of a couple of jams. And so Slade Ciccone with another strong outing, giving up 1 run on 4 hits in 5 innings, struck out 8, walked 1. Boy, I'll tell you what, folks, Slade Ciccone, Rosie, had as good a curve and slider tonight as we have seen, and I mentioned it at the outset, the opposition is batting 129 this year off his curveball and slider. And it was a game changer again tonight.
I think that's what makes him intriguing. He's got a lot of weapons he can go to, and those seem to be the staples.
Yeah.
And then you mix in a good live arm. It's pretty good.
Great to have a great foursome up in our booth tonight as Festa's pitch is sliced foul to the left. They count 1-2. Jay Geib, Jim English, Lee Zappas, and our good buddy Dan Tracy spent an inning with us. Great guys. And huge Cleveland Indians, now Guardians fans. The pitch. Got him swinging on the slow breaking ball. Ball pops away. Foul ground. Catcher Bo Naylor retrieves it. Throws to first. De La Cruz strikes out, and we take a 10-second station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
News, talk, sports. This is WTAM 1100, Cleveland, home of the Cavaliers and Guardians, an iHeartRadio station.
Tom Hamilton with you, along with Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze. 1-0 Reds, 6th inning. Christian Encarnacion takes a breaking ball outside for ball one. Light breeze blowing out toward right. Overcast skies, but no rain. Just a delightful 72 degrees. The pitch swung on a slow chopper to third, charged by Ramirez. Glove scoops, throws in the dirt. Picked by Santana. Heck of a play on both ends. Now, this is an entirely different looking Cleveland ball club from a mistake-prone club last night. They have been lights out here tonight defensively, and you need to be in a 1-0 ball game. Here's Tyler Stevenson, ground out, strikeout. Matt Festa is making appearance number 16 tonight, 1-0, ERA 4.11. The pitch, swing and a miss. Festa's another great example of the ability to command the baseball. That fastball was 91 miles an hour, but it was in on the thumbs of Stevenson. The pitch, and he nailed the inside corner with a breaking ball, 0-2. So he went in fastball, in breaking ball, and now he's opened up the entire plate for Stevenson. With 2 down, nobody on. 1-0 Reds here in the 6th. Will Benson doubled. Spencer Steer singled him in last inning. The pitch, down low with a breaking ball. And the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runs have been hard to come by for Cleveland, but my goodness, this pitching staff is doing its job. And we'll see if Cleveland can get to Andrew Abbott. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with the off-speed breaking ball. Festa strikes out a pair. Ciccone and Festa, 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. 1-0 Reds.
You're an essential piece of the club's puzzle, Cancer, and your teammates think of you as the glue that holds everyone together. You're going to be looked upon as a clubhouse leader as the team focuses on their postseason aspirations. Demanding accountability will have everyone playing up to their full potential and heading straight to October baseball.
Just to give you some real news.
Tomorrow from 10 to noon on WTAM 1100.
Well, Cleveland has not scored a run off Andrew Abbott in 10 innings this year. 1-0. Reds lead it, 6th inning. The number 9 hitter, Angel Martinez. Then it'll be the third time through the order. Abbott's only made 63 pitches in 5 innings. The lefties pitch. Martinez batting right-handed, looks at a backdoor breaking ball for strike 1. Andrew Abbott. Well, you can see why he's got the third best ERA in the National League at 2.18. The kick and delivery. Swing and a chopper to third, foul. Nick Enright warming in the Cleveland bullpen. Boy, have we seen some incredible left-handed pitching here recently. In New York last week, it was Max Fried and Carlos Rodon. Tonight, it's Andrew Abbott. The right-hander, Hunter Brown, with Houston this past weekend. Now the kick in the 0-2. Down low, 1-2. The one thing about the schedule now where you play everybody in the major leagues every year, you don't get to mop up on a certain number of teams like you used to be able to. Here's the 1-2. High, ball 2, 2-2. Well, trust Legacy Roofing to be there for fast every roofing need. Watertight, Legacy makes it right. They stand by their work. Now the 2-2. Got him swinging. Abbott has struck out 4, and that was an 82-mile-an-hour curveball. 1 down, top of the order, Stephen Kwan with 2 flyouts. By the way, for Legacy Roofing, you can get a free estimate. Call 855-GOT-ROOF, or you can go to legacyroofing.com. Top of the order, Stephen Kwan, third time through the order now. Lefty-lefty matchup, and the pitch. And he showed bunt. Pitch was maybe outside, ball 1. Day game tomorrow, 1:10, the first pitch. The pitch on the outer edge, called strike. 1-1. Well, the one thing is pretty evident. Cleveland is having a dickens of a time against southpaws this year compared to a year ago. Kwan takes wide, 2-1. Against left-handed starters this year, Cleveland has 4 wins. Cleveland is 4-12 when facing a left-handed starter. Now the 2-1. Swung on a weak pop-up. Shallow center. De La Cruz is out, and the shortstop retires Kwan. Against right-handed starting pitching, Cleveland's record is 30-19. But it's just a ball club right now that is too left-handed dominant when you talk about Cleveland's hitters. And they are now seeing 4 consecutive
of the opponent, and then they fall right back into the
CC.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
another 4th looking at everyone else's fireworks? Visit RozziFireworks.com for details. Rozzi's Famous Fireworks reminds you to always celebrate safely.
Well, the Guardians are bringing a new pitcher. It'll be a right-hander out of the bullpen. The third pitcher of the night for Stephen Vogt, a 6'3" right-hander from Richmond, Virginia, Nick Enright. Enright comes into this ball game, 6th game overall this year for the Guardians.
His first pitch to Will Benson's a fastball that misses high and outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0 on Benson. Enright back to the plate now with a 1-0. Benson swings and fouls the fastball back. The count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, Enright is from Richmond, Virginia. You know that Andrew Abbott is from Lynchburg, Virginia. Enright went to Virginia Tech. Abbott went to Virginia. Guarantee you somewhere along the line they pitched against each other.
1-1. Swung on, pop foul, left side. This is backing out of play.
So right now they're doing it again.
How good has Andrew Abbott been tonight? I mean, struggled a little bit his last time out, but like you pointed out, he didn't really pitch as bad as the line indicated. A couple of 2-run home runs will certainly skew the line. Swing and a miss, and a fastball up and in, down on strikes. Will Benson, 1 gone here in the Red 7th. But tonight, he has been on top of his game, and he's needed to be because the Reds are struggling to score runs this evening. Just 1 run so far. Here's Spencer Steer. Out of play. Off the facade of the upper deck. Nothing in 1 on Steer. Enright delivers. Steer swings, fouls it back. This time it had a little mustard on it. And underneath us, perhaps some Wobers.
You know, I think the booth that we're in, Tommy, is just a little bit beyond the range. We've had them kind of all around us. But if it gets up there, it's going to have some heat.
The 0-2. Swinging a foul off the front of the third base dugout. Still nothing in 2 on Spencer Steer. It's all right. We can duck out of the way. Johnny's got good hands back there. Yeah, he's on it. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Good block by the catcher Naylor. Doesn't matter. There's nobody on base. But, you know, those catchers, they just can't help themselves. It's in their DNA. Nobody on. It's in the dirt. You block it. It's just what you do. The 1-2 pitch to Steer. Swinging a bouncing ball to short. There's Arias. He gloves and throws in time. Steers out. 2 men are out in the 7th. Give mealtime inspiration at LaursLeanBeef.com. All natural with no added hormones or antibiotics. Laura's Lean is the official beef of your Cincinnati Reds. 2 gone for Jake Fraley. First pitch to Fraley. He swings. He sends this one toward the gap in left center. On the run, the center fielder, Nolan Jones, flags it down to make the catch. Well, it looked like off the bat that was extra bases, but
Pest problem all year long. Pest problem? The Rose Home Service Program is the solution. Call the pros at Rose at 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Transform your kitchen like Kelly and I did. Make a statement with your countertops. Stone Statements transforms your kitchen with stunning quartz, granite, or quartzite, offering skilled craftsmanship, state-of-the-art technology, and exceptional customer service. We love the results. Learn more at stonestatements.com.
This is 700 WLW.
And Andrew Abbott cruising right along, now goes back out there for the 7th, and he misses just a little bit too high for ball 1 to Jose Ramirez. Reds are up 1-0. Abbott back home now with the 1-0 pitch to Ramirez, and it's a strike call on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ramirez 0 for 2 today. Abbott's only allowed a couple of base runners, 2 hits. The pitch. Now Ramirez sends one deep to right on the run. Fraley lays out. I don't believe it. He caught it. Oh, my.
You got to be kidding me.
What a catch. Jake Fraley tracking that back over his left shoulder. And he lays out toward the corner, and he makes the catch. Oh, goodness. That's as good of a catch as you will ever see a left fielder make. Or right fielder.
Well, he wanted to get part of the party. Yeah. We saw Will Benson make a great catch, TJ Friedel robbing a double, and Fraley robbing an extra base hit there.
And now Santana pops one up, short right. Out goes Steer, out goes McLean. Fraley again, this time a little more routine in shallow right field. He makes the catch. 2 down.
I mean, what made that catch so special for Jake Fraley is that, he was not just cutting across towards the line. He was going back towards the warning track. And, I mean, completely laid out and caught it in midair, arm completely extended.
When he left his feet, I thought, oh, no, this is a triple. The pitch is off the plate inside.
Absolutely.
And then he caught it.
And held on.
Yes, he did. Oh, goodness.
Reds are slapping some D on him tonight.
The 1-0 pitch. Low inside for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes on Arias. Base is empty with 2 outs. The 2-0 pitch. Swinging, there's a bouncing ball to third. Encarnacion Strand has it, throws in time. Another 3 up, 3 down inning for Andrew Abbott with a little defensive help. Jake Fraley with one of the best catches you'll ever see by a right fielder, laying out, robbing extra bases to begin the
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Raise your storm and raise your spirits.
Bill Cunningham, tomorrow at 12 noon on 700 WLW.
On the 1-0 ball game, the Guardians go to the bullpen again. They will bring in Hunter Gaddis. Gaddis, a part of a very capable Guardian bullpen. Game number 29 for Gaddis, sporting a very nifty 1.4 earned run average.
Gaddis will deal with Matt McLean to lead off the Reds' 8th inning. 1-0. The Reds could use a little insurance at this point. The pitch is too high for ball 1. But, I mean, the outfield play in this game has been some of the best outfield play I can remember in a long, long, long time. Breaking ball too low. I mean, that guy out there for the A's in Sacramento, Denzel Clark, has made some spectacular jaw-dropping catches, but we've seen a few in this game from both teams. The pitch is called a ball, didn't miss by a lot. Fastball called low and outside. Looked like a good pitch, and now it's 3-0 on McLean. Gaddis into his windup, and the 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, he walked him with a fastball up. 4-pitch walk to Matt McLean begins the Reds' 8th inning.
Well, that can't be exactly what Stephen Vogt had in mind when he went to the bullpen. You walk the number 9 hitter in a one-run ball game.
No, I don't think that's what he was looking for. Here's T.J. Friedl. He's 0 for 3 today. Tried to bunt his way on, but got a little air under it. And Carlos Santana came racing in and made a diving catch. Strike on the outside corner. Some might call that catch by Santana smooth. The 0-1 to Friedl. Strike right at the knees. At least Zach Gifford thought so. Zach tweeting at Reds Radio Booth. Of course, you can always message us at Reds Radio Booth with your questions or comments. Teresa Scott, who we hear from periodically, says, gentlemen, have either of you actually seen the Ohio Cup? I hope it exists and it's not just some myth. No, it exists. It's a real thing. Pitch, ground ball foul, first base side. What's it made of? Would you say it's platinum or silver?
I would probably say it's silver.
Yeah.
Knowing how important it is, they wouldn't use a lesser valuable metal.
The 0-2 to Friedl. Hit on a line back up the middle. The second baseman Martinez can't get it with a dive. That's on into center. McLean racing to third. He'll make it there, and Friedl moves up right behind him into third base. Ramirez was trying to hold a tag that was unnecessary for that matter on Matt McLean at third. And T.J. Friedl, when he saw that throw go through, he just kept on running and went right into second base.
Yeah, that's the kind of play that you almost feel like he deserves a stolen base on. Doesn't qualify for that, but that is some serious heads-up base running right there.
And you could see Ramirez upset with himself because he was trying to keep the tag on McLean instead of coming to get that throw to keep that runner Friedl from going to second base. Now pitching coach Carl Willis out to the mound, paying a visit to Gaddis as the Reds bat here with runners at second and third and nobody out. Of course, I didn't think Jones' throw to third was all that reckless because it was a low throw. They just didn't cut it off.
Right.
And I don't know that there was a cutoff man in line with the throw to take it, but
you know, you can just see the last couple of games here with the Reds. They played very efficient, good defense tonight, great defensive baseball. The Guardians have shown some leaks defensively, and it's cost them last night's game, I think, and it could cost them big time here in this inning.
Those were mistakes they weren't making a season ago. Infield in for the Guardians now, second and third, nobody out. Gavin Lux at the plate, the pitch. Lux takes fastball down, ball 1-0. Reds leading it 1-0. Trying to add to it here in the 8th. Gaddis, that's ready. Now the 1-0. And Lux pops it up. High into the air, out of play, foul, third base side. Lux singled back in the 4th. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Ellie De La Cruz waiting on deck. Gaddis to the plate. 1-1's low. Blocked by Naylor. 2 balls, 1 strike. Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer all season long. Every time a Reds pitcher strikes out a batter, Western and Southern makes a donation to support cancer research and the greater Cincinnati area when it comes to fighting cancer. We're all in this together. 2 balls, 1 strike, second and third. Nobody out, the 2-1. Lux hits it sharply, but pulled it foul the far end of the Reds dugout. 2-2 on Gavin Lux. Guardians have been able to get good starting pitching this year. They got another good start tonight. Red starting pitching this evening's just been a little bit better. Fouled back and out of play again. How about Andrew Abbott? Still in for the Reds at this point through 7 innings. Just 2 hits allowed. Hadn't walked a batter. He's only punched out 4, but the key, 7 innings of shutout baseball. The 2-2. Strike 3 called. Got him looking at changeup. Just fluttered over the outside corner, and Lux couldn't pull the trigger. That's the first out. Now Ellie. Let's pause for ID on the Reds Radio Network.
Tonight mostly clear, the low down to 57. Sunshine Wednesday. Temperatures get into the upper 80s. That's the forecast at the home of the Reds. News Radio 700 WLW Cincinnati.
Guardians wanting no part of Ellie De La Cruz. They will put him on, so he is walked intentionally. And now it'll be Christian Encarnacion Strand, who is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Rounded out to third his last time up. Bases loaded, 1 out. Right-hander Gaddis sets. The pitch. And it's a strike. Slider at the top of the zone, 0-1 on Encarnacion Strand. CES love to get that run home from third. That's McLean. Friedel's at second. Elliott first. Good speed all the way around. The 0-1. Huge foul over by the Reds dugout, and it's 0-2. Reds have struck out 12 times in this game. 0-2 on Encarnacion Strand. Gaddis throws. And he takes just a little low on the slider down. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Gaddis has got to figure he's going to keep that slider going on CES right here because he swings and misses on many of them.
The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, and he skies this one a mile high into medium depth center field. Jones is in. He's got it. McLean tags. He's coming home. The throw to the plate. A good one. Close. Out. A 1-hop throw to Bo Naylor. And Naylor picked it, slapped the tag down. McLean tried to get his hand in under it. It was close at the plate, but they got him. And the inning comes to a close, and the Reds don't score.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Croswell Tours. Explore Washington, D.C. and all its history. Visit gocroswell.com for details.
This is the home of the Cincinnati Reds, 700 WLW.
It is 1-0. Reds over the Guardians. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning here at Progressive Field, and this has been a good one. First ball swinging, Bo Naylor hits it on one hop to the third baseman, a new third baseman. That is Santiago Espinal, and he'll make the play to first in time. Naylor is retired, and if you're thinking about Andrew Abbott going the distance tonight, I mean, there's no indications that he couldn't do it right now. That was just his 81st pitch of the game, and he has been in complete control. He's made it look easy. He's not had any deep counts. Now the pitch to Jonathan Rodriguez, just off the outside corner for ball one. He is showing no signs at this point that he is running out of gas. And the 1-0 pitch to Rodriguez. Broken bat ground ball in the hole. It's short. Ellie has it. Flips it over to first. High throw. Sails it into the camera well. And Rodriguez will end up at second base. Like Ellie might have got just a little too nonchalant with that play.
Ellie kind of circled that ball at the same time that he went over to backhand it. He was trying to get the best angle that he could. And when he released the baseball, he had to throw it kind of a high arcing throw, and it just went way over the head of Steer at first base, right into the camera well.
Now the speedy Lane Thomas is in to run for Rodriguez down at second base. That's a big runner down there. Well, this will tell you right now how much Andrew Abbott's got left in the tank. He's got to deal with Nolan Jones, a left-handed hitter. The pitch, and it's a little low, a fastball down, because this is really the highest stress situation that Abbott's been in.
Yeah, remember one of the considerations that Terry Francona has is that the Guardians have a number of left-handed hitters, good left-handed hitters on the bench that they'll go to as soon as you're bringing a right-handed reliever.
Now time called.
Daniel Schneemann being one of them that has been a very good contributor to their offense. He's been sitting the bench last couple of days because the Reds have started lefties.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Nolan Jones. Swinging a foul over by the Reds dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jones. Nothing Reds. 5 runs, or 1 run on 5 hits for the Reds. No runs, 2 hits for the Guardians. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball headed deep toward the left field corner. Backing up Benson. He's nearing the track. He'll make the catch. The runner Thomas stays at second on the long fly out deep into the left field corner by Jones for the second out here in the 8th inning. The electrified Toyota Tundra Hybrid is here, designed, engineered, and built in the USA. The new Tundra is more powerful and capable than ever. For all Toyota offers, go to Toyota.com. With 2 outs, here is Angel Martinez. Under at second base, the tying run in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Abbott spins and looks the runner back to second. Gave him a quick look on that inside move. Now Abbott sets ready. The pitch. Strike 1 on the outside corners. He shaves the edge with a fastball, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Curveball, and he had Martinez way out in front. Angel Martinez is the son of former Major League catcher Sandy Martinez. Played in 218 big league ball games. Mid to late 90s and the early 2000s. Again, a look back to second base. Spent most of his time did Sandy Martinez in a Blue Jays uniform. The 0-2. Swinging a high pop-up down the right field line. In pursuit, Steer. He won't have room. It won't stay in play. It's back into the seats, foul. 0-2 on Angel Martinez. Martinez was a pretty good basketball player growing up. He was a point guard. Chose baseball. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a breaking ball in the dirt. He kicks the ball away from Stevenson, finishing off the out. But down on strikes, Angel Martinez, and the inning is over. So we go to the ninth. It is still 1-0 Reds. Andrew F.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs. And then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me. And then when my mom is with me, everything's good. I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindos. To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Savings, interest-bearing savings accounts. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Win big this season with great deals on a new vehicle at Beechmont Toyota. Whether you're looking for new or pre-owned, we've got a huge lineup of models to choose from. And every purchase comes with 2 years of Toyota Care, so you can have peace of mind. Shop online or visit Beechmont Toyota today.
Rips a line drive over short. That's into left center field for a base hit. New pitcher into the game for Cleveland. Back to the bullpen for Stephen Vogt. This time he calls upon the former Red, Jacob Junis, into the game. Lane Thomas stays in the game. Thomas has taken over out in center field. Nolan Jones still in the game, but Jones has moved from center to right. Here's Will Benson, leadoff man aboard for the Reds. The pitch to Benson is a strike over the outside corner at the knees. The count is 0-1. 1-0 Reds in the ninth. It all looks to be pretty quiet right now in the Reds' pen. The pitch to Benson, swinging a foul tip on a changeup. 0-2. See if Terry Francona sticks with Andrew Abbott, trying to go the distance in this game. The 0-2 pitch. Benson takes in the dirt. Abbott has never gone more than 8 innings in a game. The 1-2 pitch, ground ball foul, first base side. In fact, he has already matched his career high going 8. Last time he did that, July 20th, 2023 against the Giants. Junis to the plate. Benson hits a bullet on one hop, gloved by Martinez to second one, back to first, close but out. That'll be a 4-6-3 double play on a ball that off the bat looked like that was ticketed for right field. Really fine play by Martinez going to his left.
Well, Martinez is playing way over by first base and way out of the second baseman position, figuring that Benson was going to pull the ball anyway, but that is a dandy double play. Boy, we have seen some serious defense here tonight.
You got that
as
right.
you would expect in a 1-0 ball game.
Oh, yeah. Spencer Steer stands in, and Steer takes a first pitch strike. Count is 0-1. Now the 0-1. It's a little low on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on Steer. Steer singled home the game's only run. He grounds this down the third base line. It hits the bag, but still played by Ramirez. Throw pulls Santana off the bag, but he slaps the tag down on Steer for the out. 5-3 on the putout. Reds go quietly despite a leadoff single in the 8th. It looks like Abbott's going back out for the ninth. Can he go the distance, Red?
I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans. And while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table. And once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 socks right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
Grab a pack of Conn's hot dogs today, Cincinnati, and let's play ball.
Buying windows shouldn't be complicated. Windows Plus offers free, no-pressure estimates, making it easier than ever to have new windows installed, giving you a more comfortable home. To schedule an appointment, visit WindowsPlusCincinnati.com.
Start your morning informed and entertained with Tom Brennan tomorrow morning at 5 on 700 WLW.
Andrew Abbott has been outstanding so far tonight. And Red skipper Terry Francona is going to give him a chance to finish it. He will deal with the top of the Guardians order. 1-0 Reds. First pitch to Stephen Kwan. Just off the outside corner. Abbott trying to go the distance. He has shut out the Guardians through the first 8. It hasn't been a huge strikeout game. He has 5. The 1-0. Just a little bit up and away, 2-0.
I imagine that this is the key batter if Andrew Abbott wants to stay in the ball game. Quan a lefty, Fry a righty, and then, of course, the dreaded Jose Ramirez switch hitter next.
The 2-0 pitch. Strike called. Fastball outside corner, 2-1. Boy, wouldn't that be high drama if you got 2 out in the 9th inning and then it gets to Ramirez. Abbott's home with the 2-1 pitch to Stephen Kwan. Just a little low with a fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Abbott's 95th pitch of the night on the way. The 3-1. High ball 4. He walked him.
Well, they do have Emilio Pagan. He's been up and throwing ever since the inning ended. So I got to figure that he is ready to go if Terry Francona wants to pull the trigger.
Well, he is wrestling with that decision as we speak. He was sitting comfortably in the Reds dugout. Now he's up and standing on the rail. A little more uneasy now than he was about 15 seconds ago.
Yeah, the first priority here for Tito is win the ball game. Yes, he'd like to have Andrew Abbott finish it, but he wants to nail down a W here.
1-0 Reds. Ramirez on deck. David Fry at the plate. The pitch. High ball 1.
ball, no strikes on Fry. Runner at first base, nobody out. Abbott from the belt to the plate. In the dirt, 2-0. Changeup. He buried it.
Well, there's something mysterious and almost mystic sometimes about the ninth inning. Whether you're a starter or whether you're the guy brought in out of the bullpen to pitch it.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to David Fry. And it's too high, 3-0. Well, and on top of that, you're trying for your first ever complete game.
And you've got a guy in the on-deck circle who Terry Francona does not want to see with the game on the line.
3-0 pitch right in there for a called strike. Might have been a little 3-0 Leo for you.
Yeah. We'll take it.
3-1. 99 pitches for Andrew Abbott, 67 of them for strikes. And here comes the 3-1 pitch to Fry. Swinging and a foul straight back. Count runs full, 3-2. Fry 0 for 3. Abbott's payoff pitch on the way. Swing and foul back again. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Right now, Abbott's sticking with the fastball, which is dropped down in velo by a couple of notches from the beginning of the ball game.
Abbott ready at the belt. Now his payoff pitch to Fry. Swinging a ground ball to Ellie, a chance for 2. He goes to McLean, 1. Around to first, double play!
What a turn by McLean at second base.
That was way over in the hole. It wasn't hit particularly sharply. 2 big hops. Ellie gloved it, got rid of it in the snap of a finger. And Matt McLean with a lightning quick turn. And the Reds erase the leadoff walk.
Wow, what a huge defensive play on top of defensive play.
And now here we go. Abbott against Ramirez. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 on a first pitch breaking ball. Nothing in 1 on Jose Ramirez. Abbott stares in for the sign. And the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He's ahead of him 0-2.
Reached back for a little extra that time.
Abbott into his windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and he popped him up, but it's out of play. Back behind home. 0-2 on Ramirez. Abbott trying to go the distance and shut out the Guardians. The left-hander into his windup and the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive up the middle into center field. Base hit Jose Ramirez. It's a 2-out single for Ramirez. And that will extend Jose Ramirez's career-long on-base streak to 36 games. And Tito still wrestling with the decision to stay with his lefty or go to his closer. Now Santana. 0 for 3. They're sticking with Abbott. The pitch. Santana takes a strike. A good breaking ball on the outside corner right at the knees. 0-1.
You know, you can reach back for a little bit extra on your breaking ball the same way you can on your fastball in a time like this.
Abbott from the belt throws. Swing and a fly ball down the line and right, twisting toward the seats, foul. 0-2 on Santana. He's got him down to the count. Abbott at 108 for his pitch count tonight. He's allowed only 3 hits. Pick to first and back safely Ramirez. Abbott from the belt. The 0-2 pitch. way too high with a fastball upstairs. He wanted him to chase. He wouldn't. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Is he setting up the changeup?
Perhaps. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball, left field, well hit and deep. Benson's back at the track, at the wall. He's got it. And that's it. Reds win it. They hold on and beat the Guardians 1-0. A complete game shutout for Andrew Abbott.
Doesn't get any better than that. 1-0. You start it, you complete it. Andrew Abbott joins a very select club here in 2025 when you get out and pitch a game like he did tonight.
First 9-inning complete game of Andrew Abbott's career. It's the first complete game shutout by a Reds pitcher since Wade Miley's no-hitter right here in Cleveland. Of course, that was back in 2021 on May the 7th. Andrew Abbott is brilliant tonight. That ball was hit almost all the way to the wall, off the bat of Santana, but the former Cleveland Guardian Will Benson runs it down about a step shy of the wall, and the Reds win it 1-0. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this on the Reds Radio Network.
Power up your summer fun with Toyota's Power of Choice. Now through June 30th, get 2.99 APR financing on a new 25 Tundra or the last of the new gas-powered 20